The notion that scientists blaspheme God with their supposed science is a perspective held by some individuals who believe that scientific inquiry and discovery are somehow in conflict with religious or spiritual beliefs. This viewpoint often stems from a misunderstanding of the scientific method and its objectives, as well as a limited understanding of the complex and nuanced relationship between science and faith. Scientists, by definition, are seekers of truth and knowledge, driven by an insatiable curiosity about the workings of the universe and the laws that govern it. Their methods involve observation, experimentation, and the formulation of hypotheses and theories based on empirical evidence. The aim of scientific inquiry is not to disprove or undermine religious beliefs, but rather to understand the natural world and the phenomena that occur within it. In fact, many scientists throughout history have been deeply religious or spiritual, and have seen their work as a way of understanding and appreciating the complexity and beauty of God's creation. For example, Isaac Newton, who laid the foundations for classical mechanics and optics, was a devout Christian who believed that his scientific work was a way of uncovering the underlying order and harmony of the universe, which he attributed to the wisdom and power of God. Similarly, Galileo Galilei, who played a major role in the scientific revolution of the 16th century, was a devout Catholic who saw no conflict between his scientific observations and his faith. In fact, he believed that his discoveries about the universe were a way of revealing the glory and majesty of God's creation, and that the pursuit of scientific knowledge is a way of honoring and worshipping God. However, there are instances where scientific theories and discoveries have been perceived as challenging or conflicting with certain religious beliefs. The theory of evolution, for example, which explains the diversity of life on Earth through the process of natural selection, has been seen by some as incompatible with the biblical account of creation. However, this perception is based on a narrow and literal interpretation of Scripture, which reflects the many other ways in which religious texts can be understood and interpreted. In reality, many scientists and theologians see no inherent conflict between the theory of evolution and religious beliefs. Evolution can be seen as a natural process governed by laws and principles that are an integral part of God's creation, rather than random or chance event. This perspective is often referred to as theistic evolution, which recognizes the role of God in the creation and evolution of the universe, while also acknowledging the scientific evidence for evolution. Ultimately, the relationship between science and faith is complex and multifaceted, and cannot be reduced to simplistic or dichotomous categories. While there may be tensions and conflicts between certain scientific theories and religious beliefs, these can often be resolved through a deeper understanding of the underlying principles and assumptions of both science and faith. By recognizing the distinct domains and methodologies of science and religion, and by engaging in open and respectful dialogue, we can work towards a more nuanced and inclusive understanding of the world and our place within it. In conclusion, the notion that scientists blaspheme God with their supposed science is a misguided and oversimplified perspective that neglects the rich and complex history of interaction between science and faith. By recognizing the diverse ways in which scientists and theologians have engaged with and understood the natural world, we can work towards a more inclusive and respectful dialogue between science and religion, and promote a deeper understanding of the world and our place within it. Scientists are not adversaries of God, but rather seekers of truth and knowledge, driven by a passion for discovery and a desire to understand the workings of the universe. Their work is not a form of blasphemy, but rather a testament to the human spirit of inquiry and the boundless potential of the human mind.